Deep thinking might be connected to deep feeling. When I say deep feeling, I'm talking about compassion, not so much empathy, because you can empathize with pretty much anything, but compassion suggests a little bit of sanity. You can be a deep thinker, but are you thinking clearly? That's what I mean. The thing I realized is that people get stuck. They either get stuck by what they were programmed with or things that they came across on their own. They get stuck. In order to keep moving or to change, something has to happen in their lives that makes them change. They get stuck in ideas, they get stuck in religions, they get stuck in thoughts, they get stuck pretty much anything you can imagine. Something has to happen, a breakup, a divorce, a health issue, an accident, something that changes you deeply. And therefore, that gives you motivation to rethink your paradigm, to reevaluate things, because we have tendency of, okay, I know all about this, so I'm just gonna let it go. You see, we stop asking questions to things that we think we already know. No. So deep thinking might be connected to deep feeling. A person that is in constant pain will be encouraged to reevaluate constantly their thoughts, their beliefs, their fact. They will constantly be reevaluating them. They don't get stuck like most people. They keep on thinking and rethinking, reevaluating, reassessing, doing more research. I was listening to Thomas Sowell. A lot of wisdom comes from Thomas Sowell. He was talking about his early days as a Marxist. When he was young, he was a, he was poor, you know, and came across, the economic theories of the time. Of course, Marxism is right there for everybody to see because it plays with your emotions. And Thomas Sowell thought it's the tyranny of the rich. The rich get always the poor. They are, always getting the poor. Not reality at all. He finally realized the issue when he later came across or had the capacity of analyzing the facts. Something changed in his life, and he was able to redress, reassess the situation, and he noticed it had nothing to do with the oppression of the rich towards the poor at all. The dichotomies between rich versus poor, oppressor versus oppressed, attacker versus defender is not reality at all. That's dichotomous logic, dichotomous thinking. So he noticed disparities, for instance, in government. Just an example. Government is not the personification, I'm sorry. Government is not the personification of the will of the people. It's not. Government is actually an institution with their own interests. And within this institution, there are many, many departments, and each department has their own interests. It's a chain of command, and each department fights for their own interests and survival. For example, they will distort reality to keep things afloat. If something comes along that discredits and makes them useless, they might face, extinction, meaning they will get fired. So they will find problems. They will distort reality to keep things going. So, if it's discovered that their department is useless, the chain might be replaced. That chain in that command might be replaced if they are unable to come up with bullshit to keep things afloat. They will definitely be replaced by who? By better liars. Of course. Because that's what a chain of command is all about. Everybody's covering each other's backs. This is what military structure is about. If there's a weak chain, they will replace it immediately. Everybody is in the business of their own interests. Regardless how, you know, absurd it becomes. And it becomes absurd to the point the population has to come to the streets and seek, revolution. They're all crooked eventually. These people working in administration and departments and whatever, what are they doing exactly? For instance, when they are fighting against uh, for the poor or fighting for the homeless, the poor will never cease to be poor, and the homeless, they never seem to find a home. So where or cancer treatments, years and years and billions are poured into it, and they never find an answer. Of course, they don't find an answer. It's against their own interests to find an answer. Do you understand now the chain of this military structure, this military culture in which we live in? Something is happening in the US. The new administration is tackling the um, the establishment, the medical establishment. They want to change things concerning mandatory treatments. The needlecraft, crippling millions of people every year, crippling for life. They call it autism. No, that's just brain injury. They call it autism. What about the other injuries around the body? Oh, they call it other names. You know, I forget now the term, but there was this sickness ailment that was affecting the spine of multiclerosis. I'm not sure right now. It's the blood and spine and stuff like that. That was a direct side effect of the juice of the needlecraft, and they just come up with these ideas. They come up with these terms to explain it away. Again, they are fighting for their own interests. They are keeping the department open. All right. I think I'm going to shut up now. Tell me what you guys think. Have a nice day.